Welcome into the Jacksonville Jaguars franchise, where today we return home to Jacksonville to face off against the number 4 team from the NFC in the Arizona Cardinals. And for Arizona, it's been a really good start to the year following a narrow loss to the Rams. They then beat the 49ers, the Colts, and Giants, allowing just 17 points in each of those 3 games. And they've found their way to a 3-1 record behind Desmond Ridder, who is only a 74 true overall, but being a young quarterback with some potential upside and having the tag of QB of the future, he's taken over for Kyler Murray. But it hasn't necessarily been a clean takeover, as Desmond Ridder 5 touchdowns to 4 interceptions, with Murray being a higher overall player. If he does not clean up his play, perhaps we do see Kyler step back in at quarterback. Rushing game, though, has been pretty solid behind Trey Benson, averaging 4.4 yards a carry. He has 2 touchdowns, and he's got a pretty good tandem as they've signed Alvin Kamara. As for the receiving game, it's their 2 young receivers leading the way, Marvin Harrison Jr. and Michael Wilson, both with 16 catches, both scoring touchdowns along the way. They also look to their tight ends quite heavily. And defensively, they've got 2 younger guys making some big plays out the gate. Zaven Collins wrecking run games with 7 TFLs. And second-year edge guy in Darius Robinson with 6 sacks in just 4 games. And on top of that, they're pretty good at forcing turnovers. 2 picks for Baker, Murphy Bunting, Cooks, and another 1 for Collins and Diablo. But with the hot start that the Jaguars have had going 4-0, media is already wondering, how far can this team go? And Coach Boston, he put it all out on the table. He expects 12 to 14 wins, and with that, making the postseason. And to continue help building this team for the future, Mitch Morse, coming back from injury, is immediately dealt to the Patriots, bringing in a current 3rd-round pick and a future 6. And with that, it set us up for Thursday night action, as Cook will get us underway. Cardinals set back to return with Alvin Kamara, the veteran, very much veteran at this point, takes it down the middle. It will be the 27, where Ridder and the Cardinal offense will head on out. And while his team has found success out the gate this year, he himself has had plenty of turnover issues. And Armstead is making plays in the backfield. Play 1 goes as a loss of 3 as the big old DT meets Kamara for the 3-yard loss. It's 2nd and 13 now at the 24. As Ridder looks to throw, has the dump off. Going for the first down, or about at it, is the tight end in Riemann. And after a misstep on first down, a pretty good answer, as that does get them the first down at the 38. RPO pass to the outside. They find Marvin Harrison Jr. He leads the Cardinals in yards, receptions now with that catch. The 2nd and 4, Ridder. He's going to throw to the outside, dump off to Michael Wilson, and he gets chopped out. But for a young player who really got to see some success through training camps and the NFL Combine, he's had a great young career. Didn't see too much action in college with the unfortunate play of the Stanford Cardinal. But adding the S on to the end of that mascot really has improved his play. As Benson gets his first carry, he loses 1. They go to Kamara the next play, and Oluwakin meets him. A short gain with his loss on his first carry, and the gain of 3 there, he sits net 0 with a 3rd and 8. A spread look here for Ridder. Jags bring the blitz. He throws, and shaking off the tackle and picking up another first down is Riemann. That's now 2 first down grabs for him, as it looks like he is playing instead of McBride, who is out this game. The Cardinals missing both him and one of their offensive linemen. But tight end 2 doing pretty well. He picks up another nice gain. 2 yards there. The handoff is denied again. This time Mason Smith and Walker combine for the head. It is 3rd and 6. Another opportunity. At least try to force a field goal attempt here. Throw too high. And Campbell was playing pretty soft in coverage there. Could have been a first down if thrown on target. Instead, he'll bring out Patterson, as he'll send this one in between the uprights. Cardinals, they take the lead. That sets up our Jaguars offense, who can have big play and pretty bad play all mixed in the same game. Coach Boston coaching up Lawrence there before they head out. Starting down the middle goes ETN with a strong run, barrels through the linebacker, picking up 9. Of course, he's had a very heavy workload this year as ETN, over 100 yards last week, 2 touchdowns. A little slow to get up there, but he's right back out there for 2nd and 1. As they're going to look right-hand side, and toe tapping for the first down grab is Gabe Davis. All other options rolled to the left-hand side. Lawrence had to find someone. Finding the number 1 receiver here, who is now 1v1 on the left-hand side, a heavy tight end set. As they'll let this one develop, throwing it out, and finds Brenton Strange, who had a big game last week, filling in for the injured Sexton. But honestly, that's been almost every single week this year. It has not been a great start for the rookie tight end. As it's the end around, Gabe Davis gets around Collins, looking for Lane Buddha Baker with a nice hit. Takes him down, 2nd and inches. Right now, Jaguars, they are rolling. 2nd and inches inside the red zone. As it's tossed up, Duvernay, who had the step but not enough space to the side. Though a decent drop in the pass there from Lawrence, just getting ran out of real estate. 3rd and inches, they hand it off ETN, who goes against the grain, and it's a great stop from Rankins. Not often ETN's brought down in the backfield, happens there, but 4th and 1. The offense stays on the field. Lawrence making some changes. They go back to ETN, and he is swallowed up. It is Roberts, the linebacker, and a turnover on down for the Jaguars. An aggressive early call there from Coach Boston. They could have tied the game up. Instead, Ritter and the Cardinals take the field here, handing the ball off, in the running game very slow out the gate for the Cardinals. And that does bring us to the end of the first quarter. Pretty much just one drive apiece. Cardinals have found a field goal. Jags were set up for one, went for it, and were denied. But we're just getting started in this Thursday night prime time action. Starting at the 21 for the second quarter, as Ritter will look to throw outside to Kamara, and escorted out of bounds by Walker. While primarily an edge rusher, occasionally does drop back in coverage, does decent job there, a 3rd and 5. Another chance to get off the field, and driving in but can't break it up. It's caught by DJ Chark. And I'm sure he wouldn't mind having a big game against the Jaguars today. Bringing the blitz, throws quickly. Marvin Harrison Jr. gets the catch, but a flag was down, honestly, before the throw even came out. But they're going to get a delayed hit there on the quarterback. Josh Hines Allen, the culprit. But it looked like that ref was already reaching for that back pocket before the hit even took place. Kamara, he's looking to find a gain down the middle. He picks up 4, giving him 2 total on the day. Seems like Coach Boston trying to really put the game on the shoulders of Ritter, and with his interceptions this year, perhaps that would be a good call, as there's another TFL on a handoff. That time Hines Allen trying to make up for his penalty, brings up a 3rd and 9 on the outside of field goal range. With a throw right down the seam, it's Michael Wilson with the grab, down to the 15. A true Cardinal man, as he's played with that mascot for, it's got to be about 6 or so years by now. Handing this one off, Kamara, he finds a little lane, tries to hurdle 2 players, and he doesn't have the hops for that anymore. But he does pick up 6 along the way, inside the 10 with a 2nd and 4. It's a heavy set as they go Kamara again, and he is stuffed. Refs mark that one a loss of 2 and a 3rd and 6. Cardinals have converted a lot of 3rd downs this drive, and every drive under pressure, and getting the hit in was, I believe, the rookie in Alford. And once again, the Jaguars defense bends, but they do not break. They send back out Patterson with another chip shot field goal, making this one 6-0. And that'll get Lawrence in the offense heading out onto the field for just the 2nd time this game, about halfway through the 2nd quarter. They start with ETN, and he gets tackled through a block. What a play from Divine Diablo. It's a TFL loss of 1 and a 2nd and 11. Jaguars spreading out the Cardinal defense here. As Lawrence, he's going to look to scramble, And he meets Diablo, gain of 6. But it's 6 points the Jaguars need to find. With a 3rd and 5, they've got to convert here. Keep this drive alive, and it looks like Lawrence will do it himself, sliding down at the 44. And this offense has run into roadblocks, some stumbling early on, and even throughout games, it's been Lawrence's legs that have really helped elevate the team as Etienne picks up 2. He had a couple nice runs that first drive. This drive a little bit tighter in the running gaps. With about one more play here before the 2-minute warning. Lawrence, he's going to roll out and throw to Etienne, who shakes the tackle of the linebacker. He's got the first down at the 42. A great job of breaking first contact as we're now inside the 2-minute warning. Inside plus side as well as they just get the halfback screen out. Etienne takes it to the outside, slips under the corner. He's got another first down to the 26. He'll head to the sideline after that one. Several plays going his way. Tank Bigsby checks in here with all the tight ends. As they run it down the middle, he bounces around for 3. With a little bit more progression, Jaguars could have themselves a great 1-2 punch there at the running back spot. Same look here as they go with the play action. Going to the outside, Brenton Strange, and taken down with a gain of about 3. And it was number 3, Buda Baker, with the tackle. As time is running out here in this first half. And throwing, finding Gabe Davis with the spin. Timeout called, 9 seconds left. Looks like Coach Boston trying to take up as much time as possible here to limit any sort of answer, take a lead right before halftime. As Lawrence tries to step up, a great stop comes in from the DT and another quick timeout. Jaguars will have 5 seconds on the clock. They need the end zone, or they need 1 second left to get the field goal unit out there. Throwing, finding Gabe Davis. They do it with 2 seconds to spare. And with a PAT, they will take the 7-6 lead into halftime. A great response on only their second drive of the game. But after both offenses finding points on drives, Jaguars did leave some out on the field with their first possession. We got a tight ball game here as two of the top teams from the AFC and NFC battle it out to start this week's games. We got a big one in our division as the Colts are taking on the Texans. Of course, we are sitting well atop our division, but would like to gain some leads. Tennessee Titans, they'll be playing against the Raiders as well. But with limited league news, we will get right back into our game as we start off with possession. Etienne leads the offense out here as we start at the 31, up by 1, handing it off to number 1, and he's got a gain of 9. A 2nd and 1. Catching a little bit of a theme there. Now at the 40 as we go play action. And rolling to the outside, we find Brenton Strange. He continues to get the heavy targets of our tight ends. Perhaps Coach Boston, a former tight end himself, doing that on purpose, try to keep Sexton healthy, who has not completed a full game yet in his young career. But he's done a good job while being healthy of helping out in the run game. Etienne picks up 6 there on first. It's 2nd and 4. Looking to pass the ball again. Scrambling to the outside. He's got Thomas downfield, who jukes out the safety. 10-5, diving touchdown. Jaguars extend their lead as they find their second-year receiver in Brian Thomas Jr. And just a fantastic job there from Lawrence, keeping his eyes downfield. But that now sets up Ritter. Need to put together a really good first drive here. They need a touchdown and a 2-point try as Michael Wilson, what a grab downfield. And in speaking of young receivers, one for the Cardinals there, a great play. He's made several of those throughout his time in the NFL. Pretty good coverage from Jarrian Jones as well. Benson chopped out. Campbell, he being another one of these Jaguars who have started to turn their career around a little bit behind Coach Boston. As they go, Kamara is trying to get to the outside, but again contained. This Jaguars defense, they fly around a lot of speed and a lot of guys out there that are willing to put the hit in on some other guys. 3rd and 6, pass to the outside, soft coverage and a good accurate throw this time. They missed on that. Their first drive was a high ball for Chark. Ended up leading to Patterson's first field goal But this time a 1st and 10 inside the red zone. Tight shotgun look as spinning, turn to the outside looking for Riemann, who will not get by but pick up a nice gain. Hard to hate. Gain of 9 on 1st down. Really opens up the play calling on 2nd as they do gain some yards. Handing it off to Kamara. 1st and goal now at the 8. They go back his way, and he's not getting by Cisco. Great job from the safety. Stepped down, took on a blocker, shed that block, and got the tackle. It's a limited gain as they go right back to Kamara. They're really trying to get him into the end zone. And it's the Jaguars who are looking for their 3rd straight stand down by the end zone. As Ritter will look to throw, he's under pressure, and he's picked off. Jarrian Jones tackled inside the end zone. It will be a touchback. Jones gets revenge for that missed opportunity to either get the pick or swat it away on the Michael Wilson catch earlier that drive. And doing it right in front of the home crowd as well. At the 20, a heavy tight end look. Lawrence throws to the right-hand side. There is the rookie in Sexton. We've talked a little bit about him and his injury woes. But he picks up 7 on play 1 and gets on up. That is the big thing for him. With a short down and distance here, Lawrence making a couple changes at the line. Hands it off Etienne. Good blocking on the outside. Trying to hit the corner but couldn't get by the safety. And now it looks like Brian Thomas Jr. had the touchdown on the previous drive. He's going to head to the locker room. Looks like some form of perhaps forearm injury. That'll be definitely something to keep an eye on. 1st and 10 here, and a flag as soon as the ball is snapped. It goes as a 1st down for now to Brevin Jordan. Have to see what this flag is, and it is offsides. Not sure what Budda Baker was doing there. There didn't appear to be a hard count. Perhaps there was some chatter along the line that sounded like it was a count. Throwing again, tight end Brenton Strange. That's got to be his 5th catch of the game. Well, Boston talked a lot when he took over here that we're going to see a lot of tight end work, and that we definitely are. 2nd and 1. They handed off Etienne, and he'll lay out a defender, getting laid out in the same process. Picking up the 1st down, though. That's the key part at the 32 as we're inside 20 seconds left in this 3rd quarter. And getting to the outside, Lawrence escapes the pocket, sliding down with a gain of 8. That will take us to the 4th quarter, where unfortunately for the Jaguars, we have got news. Brian Thomas Jr. will not be returning to this game. Really unfortunate, as they have dealt with a lot of injuries to their younger players this year. 2nd and 2 is where we start the 4th as Etienne, he's got the 1st down, about a gain of 7. And he's averaging 5 yards a carry so far today. The offense is moving pretty smoothly despite the injury hiccups. Duvernay stepping in for the injured Thomas here, as they will throw his way. And he finds a little slip back lane under the block of Sexton. It will get the Jaguars set up, goal to go at the 2. They come out with a heavy look. 2 tight ends to the right, 1 to the left. Open lane down the middle. And a late hit comes in from Thompson, but Etienne, he can celebrate anyway as the Jaguars extend their lead here in Duval. And with 6:49 left in this game, Ritter and his Cardinals offense, who have yet to find the end zone, they've got to make some big plays starting now as they look, well, setting up the deep ball. It's Alvin Kamara who breaks the tackle, and he's going to pick up a 1st down, gain of about 11. Well, they are currently down by 15, so they got to pick up a little bit more pace here. Nearly getting Walker to jump. He gets back on side before the snap. Benson takes the carry, maybe squeezing out a yard. And you could sense a little frustration coming from Ritter there. A run in that situation, not necessarily the prime option, but he finds a beautiful throw to Harrison Jr., who stays up from the chop tackle there. But it does slow him down enough for the rally to bring him down. 1st and 10 at the 35. Ritter in the pocket, trying to roll and throws. Good catch again, DJ Chark. When the ball's been in his vicinity today, he's made the catch. He's got about 3 on the day, all being those quick little curls. 1st and 10, Ritter spins, throws, and tipped away by Cisco. Raymond, though, frustrated. He knows that that was a play his team needs. 2nd and 10 here at the 24. Gonna make it an empty set as a motion out. Kamara right-hand side will be running back in tight end that way. Play underneath, though they instead throw it out of bounds. Ritter potentially taking the safest option there, but right now you've got to be aggressive, got to make some big plays. 3rd and 8, Jaguars bring 5. Throwing and finding the spaces, Chark, who's trying to outrun, spins off the block, dragged down at the 6. Even when the Cardinals have found that big play today, they haven't quite finished the big play. Need to find the end zone. As they hand this one off, Kamara, he goes to the outside with about a gain of 1.5, maybe 2. They get back to the line quickly. 2 spread either side. As Ritter, he's dragged down Devon Hamilton. We'll make it 3rd and goal of the 15. They get right back to it yet again. Throwing open and touchdown. Signal comes in late. Cardinals finally get into the end zone. Ritter shaking his head because he knows it took too long. But it is Dontayvion Wicks who gets them in the end zone. The extra point tacked on. They are down now by 8, and they will go with the kick here, relying on their defense to make a stop, something they haven't necessarily done all too well this game, as Duvernay couldn't shake out the kicker. Lawrence and the offense will head out. 2:55 remaining. Every team has their 3 timeouts, so we still got a long one in front of us. As Etienne, he takes the carry, gain of 5, play 1. And of course, it's not just Etienne you got to worry about here with this Jaguars running game. Lawrence has already scrambled around a good bit today. He takes the read option here. He's got the first down. He actually looked for contact there. But we all know the age-old saying, when the going gets tough, the tough gets going. And Lawrence, he showed off a little toughness there. 1st and 10 inside 2-minute warning. Stretch couldn't find the outside. Collins with another TFL on the season. And with it, it's the first time out for the Arizona Cardinals. They have 2 more remaining, a 2nd and 11. As it's a counter run, Etienne, he's going to pick up maybe 2, a 3rd and long. And for the Cardinals, they need the stop here. They're down by 8. It's a heavy set here for the Jacksonville Jaguars at the 45. They go play action. Rolling, receiver breaks open late, it's caught. Gabe Davis, first down around the 28-yard line. Another aggressive call there from Coach Boston, and that just might be about it. With 1 timeout remaining, minute 45, Etienne, he takes the toss and just picks up 1. Final timeout is called. But too much time remaining to just come out and kneel it. Offense stays out in a typical formation here. Handing it off, Etienne picks up a block right side, and he's close to the first, but there is some yellow in the backfield. It looks like this one is coming back. After a pretty clean game up front, they get Anton Harrison with the hold. Makes it 2nd and 19. I form. They go the end around, and waiting for it is the edge rushers. Make it 3rd and 26. Jaguars have not ran that play often in this one, but by the look of that, you might have assumed they have. 3rd and long, they're letting this play clock roll all the way down to 1. As they are looking to set up the halfback screen, they get it to Etienne, who's going to look to pick up a few blocks. He wiggles around and should be in about field goal range. So the Cardinal defense bends. They don't break entirely here, but as they sent out the field goal kicker, they could let this clock melt down. With about 10-ish seconds, they kick the field goal, making this a 2-score game, and that will be your game. Your Jaguars continue an impressive set of play, a quick turnaround from the tumultuous time before Coach Boston came in here. Since he has, they've only dropped a couple games. Starting this year, a perfect 5-0, taking down several big teams along the way. And for the Cardinals, they were 3-1 heading into this one, feeling pretty good about themselves. After this one, even more questions now arise around Desmond Ritter, who has not had a good performance in any of the games despite picking up wins. The opposite could be said about Trevor Lawrence, as he had 93% complete tonight, 213 yards throwing and 31 more rushing. But not everything is sunshine and rainbows coming off that game, as we did suffer a pretty good injury here to Brian Thomas Jr. He had an abdominal tear. He's going to be out for 3 games. So to help fill in during his time out, we're going to see Devin Duvernay. Obviously, we saw him a little bit. We do run heavy tight end sets, so not too sure how often we're going to see him hit the field. But we did trade to bring in a player at receiver in Javon Baker, a young guy out of UCF. He has star dev. He's 74 overall. And I think he could help us out a little bit. He's got some decent release. I think he could play probably on the outside. I'm not too sure if the lower catching rating here would be good to go across the middle. So we might see him play on the outside, keep Devin Duvernay in the slot. And that just might keep things running as similar to what they were with Thomas. And it will be against a pretty decent secondary that will have to make those adjustments. Asante Samuel Jr., obviously a really good corner. They do have an aging Mike Hilton. Will he be able to keep up with some of the speed of this Jaguars offense? They also have a young corner in Cam Hart, who will see some playing time, maybe even Grady Williams. They could kind of bounce around a little bit as they are similar overalls. At free safety, Alohi Gilman, and then of course Derwin James Jr. But with how our defense has been playing, offense doing pretty well as well, we are climbing up the boards here. We are 8th for offensive points per game, 1st in rushing yards, one of the worst passing, but we don't really look to go with those deep passes all that often. Defensively, we're an all-around top 4 team, 3rd in points given up, 1st in offensive passing yards allowed, and 4th in rushing yards. We've really come a long way in a short amount of time, so make sure you don't miss how this season continues to progress. Hit that bear icon on the bottom right or scroll down, hit the sub button, and definitely tap that bell icon so you're notified of when these videos go live. We've got the Chargers up next, another game at home, Falcons then, and then a bye in which maybe we will look to add on one more player, as we did bring in some draft capital in the beginning of this episode. We'll see you next time as we host the Chargers.